I'm a gooner. No, I love you!
Kayo Saka! It's Rice again!
Just when it looked like Arsenal were going to play an organised Nottingham Forest, Edu did his old side a favour and brought in Ange Postecoglou. This is Not That Kind of Gooner, an Arsenal podcast, and we're coming to you, you're probably listening to this Friday, to be honest. The Friday before the early game against Nottingham Forest this coming weekend, after these international breaks just feel longer and longer every time, but yeah, we're back. And it's been nice to take a little break from the football. I beat Donkey Kong Bonanza. That game fed my soul. There's a lot of stuff in there that just, made the kid in me from the 90s extremely happy. So that was cool. But yeah, we're going to get into some of the performances from the international break. We're going to talk about Forest, just what they're doing over there, because I think that's really interesting, as well as our matchup against them and kind of what we can expect on Saturday. So we'll get into all of that. And with me to do that is Curran, who you can follow on Twitter at CurranBOP. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I mean, I've told you this before. I have no appetite to talk about this team right now, but I realise that we've got games coming up and we kind of need to get back into the swing of things, but I've enjoyed having a bit of a break. When you asked me to do this, I sent you a picture of me watching the Liverpool game. I was like, this is where it ended. I was like, I didn't even give a shit about the Hincapié signing. I mean, it's a great signing and we can get into that obviously, but like, even though it's something that I should really be invested in, I felt so tired after this summer. I just thought it's really good timing for a break. And I think that with the way that this international break has gone, with the performances that some of the guys have had, the discourse around just where we're going into this next period of the season, obviously leaving on a loss has obviously made things a bit more toxic than it needed to be. We have games coming up, injuries coming back, so it will be interesting to discuss where this team's going to go in the next month or two, because we've got games coming left, right and centre. We've obviously got the return of the Champions League, we've got the return of the League Cup in a bit. I'm not sure if it's this month or next month, but it will be coming back soon. And the Premier's back. We've got City after Forest as well, so that will be a good way just to get back into things, hopefully put some good wins together and just start building up a streak of real momentum going into the winter, because we've seen at periods in the past few seasons that December period, that January period can be a bit of a bump in the road in our seasons. So having the squad depth that we now have, having the games available and the minutes available, let's see how we navigate that winter period. So reluctantly, there will be a bit more enthusiasm because of the amount of players we have around the squad, for the people coming through. Will we revert to a bit more of a centralised playing style now, with the introduction of really the more dominant central 10 as opposed to more of a right-sided, left-sided thing? We'll see. And I'm interested and curious to see where this team goes from here and how we'll adapt to what we've seen from this team in the first 3 game weeks.
Yeah. I mean, kind of on the Liverpool note, because I don't think you and I have had a chance really to talk about this. No. What did you make of that game in terms of, obviously we went with Merino. Our options were limited. We didn't play the most expansive football, but, I mean, neither did Liverpool, if we're being quite honest. It seemed a pretty even game to me. I think the issue was really just down to the timing of Arteta's substitutions, but do you see it a different way? Do you think there was maybe an issue with the starting lineup, or Apologies, there's an ambulance driving by. Do you see something else Arteta could have done with the starting lineup, or were the issues more with his substitutions in terms of who we put on and his timing?
I feel like we microanalyze these things so much. I think that there obviously could have been changes that we could make, but we're always looking at it Monday morning quarterbacking this kind of situation. You're looking at a team that in reality didn't concede very many chances. That second half they did overpower us a little bit. It happens. You're at Anfield. The problems arose when we just conceded a foul in a poor situation, and Szoboszlai hit something. If you're going to be beat, have that be how you get beat. And I think there were lots of signs, especially in that first half, where even with Marino at 10, we saw why he was there, to be the out of possession reference point to what we were doing, as we're not sure if Ethan's developed enough or if Eze was really ready after just being transferred in. So you'd go with your more seasoned option. So my thing was very simple. I think that sure you could have done it sooner, put more subs on. We'll never know, because I don't think it was a case of we burnt out. I think they realised that they had to do something because we were so dominant in that first half. I mean, the picture I sent you was at half time, and you could just see the threat. The threat was all us that first half. Yeah. And I think when you look in terms of where the game really changed, was they had to do something, because they were really trying to just stave us off in that first half. So when you hit that momentum and you really do, you only really concede. We get to concede minimal chances, but the chance you do concede and the goal you conceded comes from that free kick. I don't think it's too much of a concern. Of course, you can change things and you can do things, but I'm not going to rip up hairs over a screamer winner at Anfield. I think that is a bit premature, and I think a bit much. But it's disappointing, because we could have won that game. And I feel like there were players, especially if you're looking at a Gyökeres or Martinelli or someone really on that left side, to really take advantage of what Calafiori was trying to do on that left side and really take it to Liverpool. And they didn't. I think we couldn't find the channels regularly, and we struggled to really progress the ball on that left side. Noni was doing what he could, and that was the main way we lost that game. We lost that game because we didn't take our chances in that first half. If there's anything to take away from that game, is the lack of chance creation and chance capitalization. I think that would be my how I categorize, especially after Saliba lost, and Arteta made very good adjustments. So it's not like I was going out to this game, this guy can't adapt. He lost his one of his best players, one of his best centre backs. Both of them together as a pair are monsters. But when you look at that game and you look at how he adapted, moving Rice a bit further back, splitting the centre backs, allowing Mosquera to not be so worried about covering so much space, and really allowing him to be a bit more free. And you look at then the mistakes that we made were minimalised so much because we had that presence of Rice a bit further back. I think there were adjustments made. It's just I think we got done by a very good free kick, and we just didn't take our chances well enough. That is the best way to summarise it.
Yeah, no, I think Arne Slot really put it well after the match when he said 8 times out of 10 it's a draw, a 0-0 draw, and then once Arsenal win and once Liverpool win, and this just happened to be the 1 out of 10 time where they came up with something to get all 3 points. So when the Szoboszlai free kick went in, I really just sat back and I was just like, what are you gonna do about that? Yeah. So I wouldn't say it was encouraging necessarily, but it's one of those results that I can live with. You know what I mean?
The way I'm looking at the beginning of this season, and I'll see if you agree with this, because it's something that it's a theory that I think people are going to push back on. Is I feel like there's there's an almost Pep style evolution going on, because usually with Pep, the first half of the season, he's really adjusting, trying to fix out how he's going to play the rest of the season, and he's evolving, and sometimes will drop games, and then when it clicks, and then they just go Terminator mode. The difference is, I think that we don't have that luxury because we don't have, obviously, the winning behind it. So every poor result is going to be microanalyzed. Every draw or loss or whatever happens will be microanalyzed. But we have now the squad, and we seem to be trying to make adjustments to be playing a bit more direct, playing with a bit more speed, a bit more pace. Obviously, the addition of Zubimendi and Gyökeres allow us to play that bit more direct style and try to find the channels and try to be a bit more of a differently based side. But I think there will be games, which is why I told you before, I'm not really too fussed about talking, because I don't think we're looking at a team that is all or nothing here. There's not really a team that Arteta's like, okay, we've got a squad, this is it, this is how we're going to play, nothing's going to change. I think this with the addition of the signings we've made, Gabriel Heinze as well, the change we're seeing from Skelly as well, from Lewis Skelly, he seems to be working, crossing a bit more and trying to be a bit more flexible, rotating outwards, rotating inwards, because we've seen that we've tried to make our if we've now got two overlapping fullbacks, we've now got a situation where you can't have your left back in the sort of inside channel, you want them outside. So if we're going to be working on that with him to be a bit more of an outside threat, maybe he'll be a bit more of an overlapping centre mid, where he can go outside and try to be we used to try to do that with Xhaka a bit. He was able to drop into left back, he was able to go outside on wide areas as well and try to cross in. You can talk about the brought goal for Jesus at Brentford, or the Nketiah goal versus United, where Xhaka would be in the wide situation and cross into the middle for headers. So that kind of situation you want to create. So I do think there is really a situation here where I don't think it's fair to really look at the situation as long as we're still in it. Like, we're not like last year. Last year we were about 7 and 9 points behind by like November, December. Like, it was getting a bit silly. Now I think you're looking at a team that's trying to evolve to try to take it up to the next step, which honestly I kind of look at the Champions League a bit more, because I do think that this is a team that's trying to work on what's gone wrong in the past. And you can see with the signings in Nketiah as well, you can see there's definitely a change in dynamic, and I think there will be a lot of changes. And I don't really care if people are going to be upset about that, because at the end of the day, a season is till May. It's not until August or September. As long as you're in with a shout, you're not going crazy. 3 to 5 points, you're in it, right? And you've done the away days at Big Six clubs. You've done those kind of big games, and you're going into a run where you're going, okay, the mid-block teams where we've struggled in the past, can you put them to the sword? And you're looking at a guy like Gyökeres, you're looking at a guy like Zubimendi, you're looking at guys like Madueke, you're looking at guys like Eze, who can all break down these kind of blocks, mid-blocks, low blocks, and you're thinking, okay, can you really elevate this team and really get us out in situations that we've struggled with in the past? And you're looking especially at someone like Eze, who historically has really struggled at the start of seasons, but when it's come to crunch time, steps up. Well, can we get that kind of that output out of him, that kind of performance out of him? If that's possible, then we can do something special this year. But I just think that because of the situation we are in, the whole 2020 no trophy, the way that last season occurred, the fact that we've been second three times, see, I'm not getting it right anymore, second 3 times, I think the narratives have increased emotion, and duly so. Like, I'm tired of this shit. I know you're tired of this shit. We're all tired.
So tired.
I'm incredibly tired. I want to win something. I want to win a Carabao, for God's sake. I want to win something. You know, like I think we're all tired of the narratives and not having pictures. I want pictures. I want a parade. I want pictures. I want guys with trophies. I'm tired. So I get the frustration, but I feel like because we microanalyze every single game week and every single drop point, like points are going to be dropped. You just can't draw 12 times. Like that can't be a case. But just keep in the hunt, keep in the fight, win the games you're meant to win, and try and keep up as many points as you can within this Liverpool team. That's all you can do.
I think people don't consider enough that seasons happen in phases, right? And I know the word phase in football chat is it's a minefield. But so take the NFL, right? For instance, my team in the NFL is Washington Commanders, and as things stand, right, we've got this great young quarterback in Jaden Daniels, and we've got starting wide receivers in Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin. I swear I'm going somewhere with this, and a running back in Austin Eckler, right? But then you have a couple rookies. You have Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, or running back, who everyone's really excited about, scored a touchdown last week. And then you have Jalen Lane, who we drafted out of Virginia Tech. And so you're looking at these players, and you're expecting, as the season develops, right, these guys are going to take on bigger and bigger roles. Maybe, Krosky-Merritt, a lot of people like him to kind of usurp Eckler as a starting running back. We have a tight end who might take over for Zach Ertz at some point during the season. We have some defensive players who might establish themselves more. So I say all that to say, in football, association football, the team that we're looking at now is probably not the team that we're going to be looking at the end of the year, right? I think roles are going to change. I think people are going to step up. People are going to kind of show up in moments where they are needed, where their skills suit more the scenario or the predicament that we are presented with. And I just think, I don't know if it's a FIFA culture thing or if people just don't kind of exercise the foresight that they need to when they think about these things, but I just feel like this team is going to change, and it's going to be what it needs to be at certain points of the season. And I think Arteta is a skilled enough manager where he's going to facilitate that, but it's not just going to be Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, and all the rest for 60 games a season, and then maybe a couple guys come on and play every single game. It's that this team is going to have different phases at different points of the campaign, and I just think people kind of need to recognize that and ride with that a little bit more, and not just take whatever the team looked like 2 Saturdays ago and project that forward for the next 9 months.
No, but the thing is, I'm not a huge NFL guy. I'm shooting the Super Bowl and whatever, but I'm not a huge NFL guy. But it's not like week 1 everyone's going, okay, this team's going to finish 15-2 or something like this, or is this team going to finish 16-1? Is this team going to finish 10-7? Are we going to win our division? Are we going to do is it every week you go, okay, week 1, if we don't win our division, everything's over? Unless you're literally the Cowboys, where everything is kind of just a mess constantly. I don't think that's the situation with most franchises. You don't go into a season thinking every week, okay, so are we going to finish 8-8? Are we going to finish how is it every single week? Because I don't think it's going to be that. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, but from my very casual viewpoint of the NFL, it's not like every week you go into that week thinking if we don't win this game, then we're out by Christmas. It's over.
You don't hear that chat until the end of the season, and that's obviously there's teams that just kind of weren't in the running at all, right? Like your Jets and your Jaguars and all those, and if they start the season 2-5 or something, that's probably it for them. But for instance, the Ravens blew a fourth quarter lead to the Bills last weekend. One of the best football games I've ever seen in my life.
Josh Allen, fair enough.
Had him on one of my fantasy teams. It was great for me. But yeah. But yeah, I know a bunch of Ravens fans, and they're not freaking out. They're not like, oh my god, we're gonna suck and we're gonna finish, 7-10, whatever. A lot of Ravens fans I know watched that team lose to the Bills at the last second, and they thought to themselves, "We're pretty fucking good this year."
I mean, yeah, I think it's. I mean, what can you do? I mean, I don't want to make this the NFL, because the thing is, I'm going to reiterate this. I think if there was to be a name to this podcast, is I don't want to talk about Arsenal, but honestly, I don't really consider the NFL season to start until Stephen A does his annual cowboy skit in a cowboy hat at the end of around Christmas. I don't consider the season to really have started until that. I mean, maybe I'm just old, but that was like my signal. Like the season's about to start. The Cowboys are out of the playoffs, or out of the wild card, or whatever they are. But yeah, I this is why I'm not too bothered about this whole season. I feel like the transfer window's closed. We've got in the left back that we kind of needed because of the dynamics that we kind of want to pursue, and I'm hoping and praying that with Hincapie coming in, he will not just be playing left centre back, but he'll be playing left back, and with that comes a whole sort of plethora of options regarding what we're doing at left wing, what we're doing at central attacking midfielder. Are we actually going to have a central attacking midfielder, or a 10, or a playmaker, whatever? I'm tired. If we're going to, whatever you want to call that position, the 10 or whatever, are we actually going to play that role? Are we going to have the sort of right-sided 8 that can drift inside, drift outside? My thing is very simple. I think that with the left side having that width now, you'll see a more central Martin Odegaard, which is good for everyone, because you have the old dynamics, the Tierney dynamics. So that'll mean that the spacing is just a bit more even, and you'll see a little bit more, how can I put it, a bit more space for the left-hand side to really push. And if the left side's pushing higher, it means that the switches from the right will come quicker, because everyone's pushed higher. Because if you watch us, and if you're watching the podcast, I really hope you do, because there's a lot of people that watch their phones or watch everything around Arsenal instead of watching the game. If you watch the game, you'll know we'll build on the right or through the centre with Zubimendi now, but we'll try to build to the right. If we build to the left, we'll try to build wide and come inside. If we build to the right, it will be for the switch to the left, or we'll try to feed Saka for the ball inside. We're not really a sort of like left-sided dominant team where the ball builds through the left. If you look, even in pre-season, there were a lot of games, for example, with especially the Milan game. Go back and watch the Milan game. There was a whole space on the left-hand side where we literally had no one in the wide channel. There was just no one there. No, maybe it was the Spurs game, because I remember we were chasing. Yeah, it was the Spurs game, because we were chasing, because we had that goal. It's just, oh god. And then we were chasing the game, and we had everyone crowded on the right hand side. There was massive space on the left, and no one was there. And if you have someone there, it spaces everything out a bit easier. Everyone kind of moves and shifts, and you can actually have a bit more evenness to your play. And I'm hoping that will develop. I don't expect it to be tomorrow or whenever you see this. I'm guessing it'll be Friday. When you see this Saturday we play. If that occurs, then you'll see a bit more of a shift, and everyone kind of move out, and you're not going to see that sort of 5-man overload on one side. You will see it, but it will be in a situation where you're wanting to try to shift the ball left with a bit more pace, because everyone will kind of collapse on the block, because everyone will come to that side, and you'll have the side free, and you'll have someone on that side. So it'll be a bit more easier to pop it over and actually get people on the end of those crosses. So we'll see. I mean, I think that it will be a work in progress. It won't be something like it'll be. We'll see it Saturday, and everything will just be popping, and it'll be like, we'll win that 6-0 or whatever. It'll just be back to 23-24 second half of the season. I don't think it'll be that quick, but I do think there will be in signs of improvement. I do think we'll win that game. I'm looking at. I mean, we should really talk about that game, because there is I think Aina got injured, didn't he?
Yeah. He picked up a hamstring injury during the break.
Sucks for him. I like him. He's a nice person.
Yeah. Yeah. In another life, he would have been a fun player to sign at Arsenal.
Yeah. If he would sign under Emery, it would make sense. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Before we get to the game itself, I think it'd be interesting to talk about what's happening at Forest specifically, because I think and this is good context for the match itself, but there's been a lot of churn at the club, and this has kind of all been brought about by our old friend Edu coming on as, I don't even know what his position is over there. Technical director, I guess, technically.
He is the CEO of I remember reading this. He is the CEO of the group.
Yeah.
So he runs the group. He's not like
the multi-club group.
The multi-club group. So he's not specifically affiliated to Nottingham Forest, but he obviously is part of the setup there. So
yeah.
I mean, I'll look it up, but the thing is, like, if you look at what he actually does, he is he is the right. What is it? Let's have a look. He is he has a senior role at the network of clubs.
Okay.
His appointment of global head of football. He's basically Klopp.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to put it.
He's basically Klopp. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And he came on board, and I think I'm guessing he's still involved with the recruitment for the team.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. At least, basically what I'm getting at here is he came on board, and according to The Athletic, pretty instantaneously started having issues with Nuno, and I think a lot of this was down to him reportedly kind of getting lovey-dovey with Kia Jarabshian, like he tried to at Arsenal, and Nuno very wisely did not like that. And then it turned into, obviously the relationship soured to the point where Marinakis essentially had to pick one of the two. And he was going to pick the guy running all of his clubs over a manager every single time. So Nuno was out. Was that yesterday? Did this all happen that quickly, or was that 2 days ago now?
I don't know. There's
within
so
the
much
last couple
happening.
Yeah.
It's happened recently. Look, I think it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Yeah, within the last few days.
I followed Ornstein, but I'm sure he'll have.
Within the last few days, Nuno got canned, and they had Ange lined up as a replacement pretty quickly, and so that's who we're dealing with. But I think I think for me the big takeaway from all this is it's really changed how I've felt about Edu and his time at Arsenal, because I always I still think he did a pretty good job during the early years of the Arteta era, where we were focused on rebuilding and we were going after.
Did he really?
I think.
No. I'm sorry, but you can't be the Brazilian national team guy and bring through Marquinhos, Willian, and Pablo Mari. I can't.
I was gonna say I should probably rephrase. Arsenal did a good job during those first few years, and maybe I'm hitting the point where I'm not sure if that's because of him.
Let's put it this way, right? In terms of the guys that are still here, because we know we can't sell for shit. So all the sales, I'm not going to count as being good. The team that is here now, Saka, Martinelli, both academy. Saliba was here already. Gabriel is that's probably the best signing that he made. Edu. Was that even an Edu signing? Or was it a Sanielli signing?
I would guess that. No, I think that was probably a Sanyehi signing, right? Because Sanyehi was still around,
right?
for a few months before he got fired, or not fired, but he left by mutual consent.
The less we talk about that guy, the better.
Yeah.
Then Raya, that's him, surely.
Edu? Yeah.
Kinda. Okay. Ben White.
I feel like Edu's function really was. I feel like Arteta was more of a driving force.
How many players in today's squad could you be like, that's an Edu signing and it's a good one? But that was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
I'll just take 5 minutes and go through the entire squad. But the point is like, do you consider anyone there being like, okay, that's an Edu trademark? He was cooking on the barbecue on high heat there. That's his guy. Jesus, maybe.
No. Yeah, maybe Jesus, but even then, right? Like, so, like, if you look at Gyökeres, right? We all know that's a Berta signing, right? And I'm not saying that Arteta didn't want him, because I think it's fairly established at this point that if Arteta does not want a player at Arsenal Football Club, that player does not come to Arsenal Football Club. But that was a player that Berta wanted to get more than Arteta probably, and Arteta was like, fine, we can make it work. That's my read on the situation. But I don't see a player like that in the team, in terms of Edu. I don't see a player in that team who Edu really wanted, and Arteta was like, yeah, sure, let's get him. There were a couple, I think, and they're no longer at the club. Right, Sambi and Nuno Tavares. I think those are probably the two, and then Marquinhos, right? But Ben White, we know Arteta wanted him. Timber, that feels like Arteta kind of pointing him out, or that feels like the recruitment team.
I feel like Timber was a data signing more than anything. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me, and I don't love it. In general, I don't love the whole, who is this signing accredited to? It's like they've all said, all parties have said, if everyone has to agree before a signing is contacted. Like, everyone said that. Yeah. But, like, if you want to talk about his performance at Arsenal, no, man. No.
I think Edu's job at Arsenal, in hindsight, was Arteta and or the recruitment team, probably those two entities and a couple of the chairmen as a group would identify targets, and then Edu was supposed to get them over the line.
Correct.
Along with some help from
he was meant to vet them personally as well. The whole Julian Brandt situation we've heard from multiple times, where he was like, I didn't feel like he was a good fit for the club, and said no thank you.
There was Akanji too. I think Akanji was similar.
Akanji, yeah, there's a couple. Yeah. There was a couple. But my thing is simple with Edu. Where was the team before him and where is the team after him? And I think that he was a good 6 out of 10. Like, he did his job, but like there was a lot of things where I'm like, dude, come on, you're Brazilian and your best Brazilian signing is probably Pablo Mari. You know what I mean? That's just sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
I don't think I'll ever really get the bad taste out of my mouth from watching Chelsea have a free run at Estevao.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
I wanted for like 2.5 years. This was sad. George told me about him like maybe in 23, and he was like, "You'll love this guy." And the one thing I will give George is he knows what I like and what I don't like, and he knew. The minute I watched this guy, that was the guy. I knew that he would be a great Saka backup, someone like he was who I envisioned for the Madueke position. Like, he would be someone that he can play on the left, but like I wouldn't really play him there. But he can play on the left. Someone that can really provide a different dimension to our attack. But like and like the whole thing with the whole Brazilian scout that I've never heard of since Paulo Xavier. He signed Rodrigo. Like, where?
Oh yeah, the guy from Real Madrid.
Like he's done nothing. Like, what has he done? Like, why didn't he help with Rodrigo? Why wasn't he helping with Rodrigo? If that was the thing. Like, like it just felt like the whole like, we're gonna make Arsenal a bit more Brazilian, a bit more with a bit more flair. It didn't come off. We signed Marquinhos, who was, let's be fair, closer to my lineage than Brazilian. Okay, like it's not it's not something that I'm incredibly proud of, that Marquinhos signing, because I think it's the funniest moment from the whole Marquinhos situation was the Zurich goal.
Yeah.
You remember? And he was like full on crying, and like I remember Chitty tweeting, "This guy is crying, get it together." It's just like, it's just like, come on, man. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that I'm just like. Actually, no. You know what? I will give him one thing. He did sign David Luiz, and David Luiz was a massive part of the culture and the reason why a lot of the guys that we are platforming at a high level, at world class level, like Bukayo Saka, like Martinelli, like these guys, he was the one that helped them their transition to the first team. So I will give him that. But there's a lot of stuff where I'm just like, come, wake up, less barbecue, more signings. Come on, let's just do something.
That's the thing, right? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and say that Edu was a complete failure of a technical director or sporting director or whatever.
He just frustrated me.
Yeah. I think where I'm landing, kind of in light of Berta and in light of what's happening at Forest, is Edu is okay, but he is not a guy who's going to get you over the line in terms of being an elite club that consistently competes for the highest honors year in, year out.
I mean, technically,
and I think we watched that.
He did get us there. Like, the whole team before Berta was consistent, was competing at the highest level. But the thing is, we couldn't get the strike over the line. And
well, that's the thing, right? He got us to 23-24, and that was an amazing team. But the summer after, it was really clear that we needed at least a striker, probably a left winger, and what do you get? Sterling on loan, Neto on loan.
I would like genuinely that Sterling interview. I don't know. I'll ever forget it. I'll never forget it.
You're about to see the best of me.
No. Edu outside being like, we didn't even want him, but like, like we didn't want him, but we're trying. Like, fuck it, we ball. Like, it's just like, okay, mate. Like,
so I don't know. I think we're in a moment that required something different than Edu, and I do think it is a bit of good fortune in a way that Edu himself decided that he was going to leave, and he took this job with force, because I'm very excited about Arsenal these days. But even I couldn't sit here with a straight face and say that those guys were going to tell Edu to leave on their own accord. I don't think they were going to make that decision.
No, I don't think they were. And when you look at transitioning back to Forest, if we do talk about what that Forest team is, it was Marinakis was courting Postecoglou last season.
Mm-hmm.
They were seen together, they were chatting together last season. Never mind this season. So it was always going to be a poison chalice for Nuno. The minute he got them, like, if you look at the metrics, they really fell off. Like, that second half of the season, they really fell off. Yeah. So I'm not surprised they have gone for a change. And honestly, I have to credit them a little bit for preempting the inevitable fall down the table to lower mid-table, to maybe even a bit lower than that, which would be a shame, because this team is very likeable. There is quite a few players. Your Hudson-Odois, your Elliot Andersons, I know we've already mentioned.
Morgan Gibbs-White.
Like, there is players there that you're like, even like, because I remember from when we played PSV back in the Europa League, Sangare was decent for them, and there is definitely a player there. So like, there's definitely I mean, the amount they've spent, you'd expect there to be at least some bones of a squad, and you're looking at Murillo and Milenkovic. They're decent defenders, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know what really the transition from this five at the back to what we're going to have to see with a 4-3-3 with a base six. Is Sangare really going to be that guy that can really be a lone six with 2 8s and Gibbs White and Anderson ahead of him? I don't know. Is Milinkovic and Murillo going to be able to play Ange style build up? I don't know. Are Nico Williams and Ola Aino, whoever is playing on the right for them, going to be able to cover the spaces and afford this? They weren't having to cover in a 5 and still provide the attacking output that they were putting last year. Don't know. So there's going to be a lot of questions, and I think there will obviously be that whole look, there'll be a new manager bounce. People are going to want to fight for their places, etc. But you're forgetting that this is an Arsenal team that's just come off a loss and really is, from the outside, looking like they need to make a statement. I don't think internally there'll be any sort of worries or any sort of like, we need to really put it to them, put them to the sword. But I think they'll want to really make a statement here. So I'm not worried, but like, we have to be cautious of that whole, because as much as I hate it, the soft factors do matter at times.
Yeah.
Like, football, I feel like you have two camps of football fans, and they're both very, very annoying to talk to. You've got the soft factors, the control games, passion, desire, put your head on it, boot it from 30 yards, clear your lines, blah 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 blah. Your Dar type fans, and then you've got the look, the XG, the 325, the 316. Look at the shapes. Look at the pretty little shapes. This is what this manager wants to do. This is the intent. This is what they're trying to do. This is how they're trying to play. Blah 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 blah. And no one really realizes that if you're playing football, both these things matter, because football is not a game played either in the stands or on paper. This is a game played on a pitch, surrounded by fans, with real human beings. So you're going to have to really combine the intangible with the tangible and the emotional with the logical. So you're going to have to combine both those factors. And if you can, then you can actually put out some good analysis. If you can't, then you're going to go either really, really dumb or really attempt to be smart but still be dumb. And I think this game is going to be a good example of how you can look at a game and not really know how to judge what will come out of it, because we don't know if Ange is willing to go full gung-ho and build up RIP hamstrings type. Like, is he going to go for it from day one, or will he sort of realise he's at Arsenal and he can't really play that at the Emirates? But a lot of me really thinks it's Ange and he will go for RIP hamstrings ball. I do think that he will do it, but you never know. It might be too soon. He might have only had like 1 or 2 sessions with these guys, so you never know.
That's kind of where I am. I know a lot of people are expecting, defenders on the halfway line against Madueke, Gyökeres, and Eze. And look, if that happens, it's going to be a lot of fun, right? But a couple things, right? I don't think there's necessarily going to be a new manager bounce, at least on Saturday, because I feel like the new manager bounce comes from players who have rediscovered their motivation after the end of an era that they weren't enjoying, right? And as far as I can tell, and look, I'm not plugged into Forest like that. I'm not, I don't follow them as closely as I obviously follow Arsenal, but it seemed to me on the outside that the players were happy under Nuno, and that this transition, Nuno getting sacked and Ange coming in, kind of on a dime, I think that's going to be not necessarily a lot to take for the players, but it'll be a big transition for them, right? And so I don't know if they're going to respond to that with a bounce necessarily. But kind of...
The one thing I will say, right? This is... I don't know how to put this. Like, the one thing Ange is good at is his ability to communicate. Like, he's a very good communicator. Yeah. So if there is any sort of new manager bounce, like what he does very well, and if you've watched any of because I remember he did a documentary with the Australia team back in the day. I think he's done a lot of interviews. He's done a lot of like rah talking. He's Australian. They love a good pep talk. He'll have him up for it. Have him up for it, but like, is that going to be enough? Is that actually going to produce the bounce that he thinks they will produce?
And I don't think they'll stink necessarily. I don't think we're going to stomp them 6-0 or anything. But
there's no reason to even think about that. I expect probably a team that competes in, unfortunately, because I'd like to see Palace in that. To be fair, the Europa League. You'll see a Europa League side, and I think that they have the quality in your Hudson, the great names we mentioned, Hudson-Odoi and Morgan Gibbs-White, etc. I mean, let me just pull up. Like they've got Douglas Luiz. They've got guys like They've got McAtee from City. They've got guys Amari Hutchinson. They've got
Chris
guys.
Wood.
They've got Chris Wood. Yeah. Who his guy needs to die. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. He just needs to die. I haven't forgiven him for City 23-24. I'm sorry. He needs to die. It's that simple. Beat me if you want.
Is he on that list with Heung-min Son?
Yep. So I'll tell you a story quickly about that game. I was at a funeral. The Heung-min Son game, the Spurs one, right? I was at the wake, and it was a Jamaican wake. My cousins are half Jamaican, and I was at the wake for their mother, and I remember I was sitting at the bar with a whiskey on the rocks, and I saw Heung-min Son go through, and I had it in my hand. I was looking at it. I looked at this, and I was like, "We're actually going to do it. We're actually going to win the Prem." And then he missed. And I sat there and I thought, "It's over." And I think it felt fitting. It felt very fitting. I felt like it was like a very. And I still went to Everton. I still believed, but my heart of hearts, I knew that was that. And it felt very. It almost felt like a bit poetic there. It was very strange day, but that whole thing, and again, Chris Wood needs to die. He actually needs to die. Like, you can't go on a run like you have in the past season, and then come out and be like, "Oh, look, I suddenly missed against Man City twice." You need to die.
The worst.
It's that simple.
The worst.
He needs to die, and that's all that needs to happen. It's that simple. I refuse.
I think I remember when Heung-min Son missed that game because I was watching it like everyone else, and I turned the game off at that point. And I used to live in this building that was above a food hall, and so I proceeded to go downstairs. I must have spent like $45-50. I got a burger and sushi and a latte. And the coffee place I got the latte from, they knew my name because I was down there like four or five times a week. And normally I'd chat with them and all that jazz. I literally was just like, just give me a nice latte. They're like, "How are you doing?" I was like, I don't want to talk today. No. I'm sorry. But yeah, I kind of going back to the match, and I hope Chris Wood has an awful game, but going back to the match, do you think they're going to try to play Ange ball day one, or do you think the game plan at the Emirates early on Saturday
I'm like
will
80,
be...
I'm like 80-20 he does Ange shit. I'm 80-20.
Yeah, well, 80-20 that they won't do it?
No, they will do Ange shit.
Oh. Okay, so they'll post up like on the halfway line, and
this guy does not fold. 9 men,
Okay.
9 men. They're still on the halfway line. He doesn't fold. And the only reason I'm at 20 is because how many sessions he had with them.
yeah,
That's the only
that's
reason I'm at
that's
20.
that's the thing for me. I can't help but wonder if maybe because right now he kind of does have a bit of an advantage in that we don't know really what he's going to do. We can guess, but or Arteta can guess, but he's not 100% sure what
I don't
that.
think the thing is with us. I don't think we change at all, regardless of
No.
the information they
We'll
put out.
we'll do what we're going to do, and we'll just be prepared either way. But I just wonder if maybe Ange tells his players on Saturday, "Hey, we just shook hands 15 minutes ago. Just get out there, play a low block, try to hit them on the counter."
That's why.
Yeah.
But
Let's just leave here with a point.
Is like this guy is very like he's a stickler for his philosophy. Like he's like we are gonna play the way we're gonna. That's who we are, mate. We're gonna fucking play our fucking shit. We're gonna fuck them up. I don't give a fuck. Win trophies, whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's just gonna be whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, we are talking about the guy who scoffed at corners. So, this isn't.
Oh my god, we need to score the corner. Oh my god, it's heritage. We have.
It'd be
to
so
score the
funny.
corner. We have to. Like, I need it. Like, and I need it to be like super like. They fouled him. Oh my god, they fouled him. I need like some tears. I need like proper like. No, but he tugged him, and the rules have changed, and they're like trying to make it harder for them, and they're still doing it. No.
I mean, Rice banged out 2 assists for England from corners, which pissed off everybody. Odegaard will be back, so we have someone to take corners from the right side. White,
You know what
White
I'm
is
laughing
back
at?
in training.
You know what I am laughing at is Chelsea starting to score from corners, and they're like, shit, what the fuck are we gonna do? Because we're scoring from corners now too. But no.
Feels good, doesn't it?
It counts. It counts now. It counts. It's like, all right, shut the fuck up.
I forget his handle. There's one Chelsea account that literally tweeted, another Declan Rice assist. Guess how we got it?
Yeah. I saw that.
Give me a chuckle. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what he does. I do kind of lean your way, where just at the end of the day, if you told me to pick something in terms of what I think he's going to do, I think he's just going to say fuck it. It's Arsenal. They'll probably beat us anyway if we try to sit back, so let's just go at them. And
It's who we are, mate.
it's who we are, mate.
Yeah, it's who we are, mate.
So, but kind of on the flip side, so Olean is not going to be there. They're right back. Hold on, I had this pulled up a sec. It's some 22-year-old.
I have it. So
It's a 22-year-old Italian kid.
yes. What? Oh no, I've got the lineups. I haven't got their squad. Wait a sec. Because I've got a BBC Sport. Ugh.
It's like Core something.
Cool.
No, it's like Nicolo Savona.
Oh, it does sound Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, am I looking at the right thing? Yeah, Nicolo Savona. That apparently is their second string right back. Maybe they play a center back there instead, and just try to figure it out.
One thing I
feel
will
like
say, and this is completely unrelated to everything to do with this podcast or whatever, is there's this whole thing of but there's 4 centre backs. Bitch, have you not seen how Kirkes is trying to build up in a 3? Like, he fucking sucks at it because he's not a fucking centre back. So if you look at wide centre backs in a 3 and you look at them as full backs, it's because every motherfucking team builds up in a fucking 3. It's very simple, and you guys are so fucking dumb that you cannot see. Again, I'm going to say this: a lot of football fans don't watch football. I just don't believe that they do, and it may come out as elitist or snobbish or whatever. But I'm telling you, if you actually watch a game of football, you can see why the fuck things are happening. It's not hard.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not. It's really not that hard. It's harder to explain, but if like the amount of times I've just sat with guys off Twitter that I've met in pubs, or I've sat with friends, I've sat with family, and literally just explained why things are happening. You can do it quite easily. It's just you just need to watch the game and stop listening to guys that do not have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if they do play a centre back there, it's because he wants to fucking build in a 3. It's really not that hard. So I don't know.
Also, I mean, at the end of the day, when people bring up this 4 center backs nonsense, people have won the league doing that. This isn't like some crazy tactic that never works. Pep Guardiola steamrolled the league repeatedly doing that. We almost beat him to the league doing that. So I think people. I'm sure I've said this to you before. Football is very much not really a game of positions anymore, but zones and attributes. So, we're all using this shorthand just so that we can have a quicker conversation about it. But, you don't. Players aren't.
Go back to what I said before. Soft factors, hard factors. If you take both into account, you can produce good analysis.
Yeah.
If you leave one of the two out, you're either really, really dumb on one side because you don't watch the game, or you're really, really dumb because you don't take into account that footballers are human beings. If you can realise that footballers are human beings as well as tactics and systems and schemes and attributes do matter, then you can produce something of some quality. But a lot of the time, people rubbish the other and don't really take into account that they're not as smart as they think they are. And I always say this, I'm a dumbass. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. I'm not a fucking coach. I just see I see shit and I say what I see. That's all I do. And I think everyone should just do that instead of just being like, oh look, I saw a fucking fail clump and then fucking bullshit this. Oh look at this is funny. It's just like what are we doing?
I would much rather have a conversation with someone who watched the game and said they saw something and I disagree with it than someone who said, "Oh, but Jimmy Carragher said this." I'm not talking with someone like that.
If someone actually comes out to me and says Jamie Carragher says this, I'm going to pull up the spitting video. I'm going to do it straight away. That's the first thing I'm doing. Like, did he say this? Is this what he said? Did he spare you? Is that what he said? Like, well, that's the first thing I'm pulling up. If you say oh, Gary Neville says this, I'm gonna pull up his 7-0 Valencia thing. Is this what he was talking about? Was he talking about fucking 7-0 Valencia? Like, it's just like,
let's not even talk about Paul Scholes.
Paul Scholes with the toes, man.
That's objectively really, really weird.
I mean, Edu's the same.
Gaspar?
Yeah, Gaspar.
I mean, I'm not changing my opinion. That's objectively a weird thing. That's like if that's like your 2-month-old baby or something, and you're trying to make him laugh, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. And the thing,
I don't know.
Like the thing is, even guys I respect, like I respect these guys as football players. Like Carragher's won a Champions League, Neville's won countless Premier Leagues, Champions League. He's done a lot. He does underrate himself. He's very humble about his playing career. I do respect that about him. But like, people just get it into their heads that because someone has done something, they know how to talk about it, and they know how to do jobs that weren't their own. You were never a coach, Gary. You would try to be a coach and you sucked. Cara didn't even attempt it. Thierry's not a great coach. Thierry's one of my best. Is probably the best player in my club's history, and probably one of the best players closest to my heart. But like, he's not a good coach. He's just not. And when you listen to these people, like if you listen to an Arsene, you listen to a Jose, you listen to, like, I remember Jose went back and did analysis on Man United for Sky Sports, and he did everything. He fucking told them everything. He actually told them about the fucking team, why they fucking played the way they did, all this bullshit. Like if you can find it, I will post it. I'll quote the tweet that you guys put out for this podcast. I'll quote it with that video, and he actually showed people how to talk about football, because the guys that we listen to talk about football don't know how to talk about football. It's just a bit sad, and it's why I'm going to reiterate to you the title of this should be, I do not want to talk about Arsenal, because it shouldn't be. I haven't, like, it's been a fun 50 odd minutes or an hour, but it's just, for me, it's just like I have to get back in that mode, and I'm not there yet. I'm still on my sofa at half time against Liverpool. That's where I'm at. I'm still at 0-0 with the 80% threat, whatever it was. I'm still there. I'm still not really in post-international break mode. It's just like,
I mean, I'm a Commanders fan tonight because we play in about 50 minutes. But yeah, I'm not 100% in that mode yet. But yeah. Oh, we're playing the Packers. We're probably gonna lose. But it's nice to be good.
I mean, they've got Jordan Love, and he's pretty crap, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but they also got Micah Parsons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that trade. Jesus.
If Jaden Daniels walks out of this game unscathed, I'll take it.
No, I hear it, because I have two things with the NFL. Anything bad that happens to the Cowboys and the Super Bowl. That is my two modes of NFL consumption. Like,
it's all you need.
It's all. I don't really have a team. Like, I loosely affiliate with the Lions, but I just like Dan Campbell. I don't know, but I don't really have a team. But I do enjoy Cowboys humor, because I used to watch, because I'm a Nuggets fan, so I do. Back in the day, used to watch a lot of First Take, because that was how I used to catch up on things. I didn't have SportsCenter when I was at uni, so I used to have the Cowboys segments, and they were always fun. So even when it was Skip and Stephen A. So back in the day where they actually had the Cowboys dude and the anti-Cowboys dude, which was fun. So that was my main consumption, and obviously the Christmas segments, which are always lovely. The walking into Detroit, walking into a sea of Cowboys fans in a Rodgers jersey, that was fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy Michael Irvin. I enjoy his nonsense at times. But yeah, God, I like.
It's great content.
It is great content. It's a bit boring now because it's like 2025 and it's not 2016 anymore. I still feel like a part of my American sport consumption died when Max left First Take. I feel like a part of it died because they were good together. I felt like they were good together. You had the Lamar Odom segment where he was on. There was the Tom Brady Cliff narrative. There was all sorts of stuff going on there. It was a great time. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I feel like, and this is something I was meaning to talk to you about as well. I feel like First Take has ruined soccer. I feel like First Take has ruined our football a bit. I feel like that.
Do you think that's because people are trying to replicate that in football? Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of hot take, sort of content, and I feel like if you put First Take and AFTV in sort of a media zeitgeist laundry basket, or whatever you want to call it, you put all that nonsense in together, and you create the horrible amalgamation of nonsense that we've caught today. I think that I don't know. I feel like it's really I feel like there's a lot of inspiration has been taken from that time, because that time was like you had Skip as well. Skip, Jesus Christ. Oh, Skip. Jesus Christ. That man. Never lose. You know.
Side note about Skip.
I'm saying that. You know. I'm sure you've seen it. That picture where he's in the Kawhi jersey and he's in the Jordans and he's got that never lose tag on it, and he's just like the most scrawniest guy you've ever seen in your life. It's the most hilarious thing.
Where he's like standing and like looking at the camera, and the camera angle is so bad.
It's so bad. Oh, God.
Oh, that was tough. Yeah. Side note about Skip. His brother is a chef mainly in the Chicago area, and I've been to one of his restaurants there. Amazing Mexican food. Yeah.
Did they have Mountain Dew? That guy with his Mountain Dew. Him and Shannon did them with their stupid bets. I'll put a case on it. All right.
Yeah, I do think you have a good point there where I think a lot of like a lot of fan content tries to chase that dynamic. I just think I think with like Sky Sports and all of them, it's just a more cynical, we're gonna say whatever gets us the most attention.
I think that because this is what I think that Sky Sports is trying to grab the AFTV 2016 type take and just launch it. I think that's what they want to do. They want to try and be the. I mean, like, why am I seeing Faisal and Liban and these guys on Sky Sports? Like, if you asked me into like 2009 or like 2008, you're gonna see some random dudes that they just picked off the street because they were on a podcast and put them on Sky Sports, where Soccer AM used to be. I would have told you to launch me to Mars now. Like, it would just be like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm so glad I haven't got Sky anymore, and I don't think I ever will. There's just no need for it anymore. What is the need? It's just sad. It's really sad.
I think they thought it was a crazy clever idea when they're like, we're going to bring on fan content creators onto our shows and have them talk about things, when in reality I think it really just underscores the necessity of consuming fan-made content if you want to actually
like, why would
learn.
I watch I don't know. Like, I love Liez, but I don't want to watch Liez on Sky Sports. Liez, I've known Liez since 2021. He's a very good guy. He's very passionate about football. He knows his stuff. He's not someone that's going to cut corners and do bullshit. But I'm not watching Sky Sports for Liez. I'm not watching Sky Sports for Stunt Peg. And these are people that are clearly very knowledgeable, very dedicated people. I'm not watching for that. I want the games. I don't want to talk. I want. Can you like, they used to be able to put like alternate sports on Sky Sports when the sport wasn't on. Like, now it's turned into chat shows. Like, if I wanted to, like, I'd watch Dr. Phil reruns before I'd watch Saturday Social. I would literally watch bloody Steve Wilkos. You know what I mean? Like, I'd go back in the vault before I started watching fucking Stunt Peg and Liez talk about Lobotka or some bullshit. I don't want. What is that doing? It's not entertaining. Like, it's not something that is informative or entertaining, because they structure it in a way they don't let the. They still put the TV production angle on it, where they still keep it to segments, so they don't let the content creators produce the content, but they also want the content creators to still be sort of like entertaining and funny. So you're getting the worst of both worlds. You're getting the overproduced TV side, and you're getting the ill-equipped content creator side to do TV. So you're getting the worst of both worlds and you're putting it together. And I'm just going to reiterate, I chose those two because they're very good people.
Yeah.
I'm not choosing, like, I don't know. I don't even want to say Abs Busquets or fucking Liban or whoever you like. I don't even know. Notice they were both United, by the way.
At least with Liège and Stuntpeg, they engage in good faith with what they're saying, and they don't try to speak with some sort of agenda.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guys that you mentioned, and there's several more who collaborate with them on a regular basis. All of those guys have a direction that they're trying to move people in at all times, and it very clearly can be seen in what they're saying. And they're Arsenal could win the treble, and you're not going to hear any praise come out of them because they're Manchester.
I don't want that.
No, I don't want it either. But
I need to reiterate it because I would rather hear silence than fake praise.
Yeah,
I'd rather hear silence. I'd rather hear them be shut up. And I know you're probably the same, but for me, it's just like I don't listen to guys that I don't think. I don't want to listen to guys that I think are part of the academic crisis in this country right now. I don't want to listen to guys like that. I don't want to listen to people because the thing is, I'm so old. I don't even know what the grade. Like they've got it like 1 to 7 now. I don't even know what happened to A's. Like everyone knew what an A was. Like, that's not why have we changed that? It doesn't make any sense. But they have changed it. So they're like, oh, we got 7s. I don't know what that.
I have no idea what that means.
I've no idea what that is either. So if you're failing like English at GCSE or whatever, like why am I listening to you talk? You don't know English, so why am I listening to you talk? It doesn't make any sense to me. So
what I'll say is, if you are saying Alhamdulillah, Salah hurt his hand, or sorry, not Salah, Saka hurt his hamstring, you shouldn't be on Sky Sports. I'm sorry. If you're firing off those tweets on your public account for everybody to see, you should not be put on a pedestal as an objective observer of the game, because clearly you are not.
But the thing is, right? And this is the last thing I'll say about it. Their whole content, they go, it's not for guys, for like the younger generation, it's for kids, it's for guys going to uni and stuff. Like, you're fucking molding the minds of the younger people that they're going to do worse. So if anything, you're just making it worse for yourselves. You're saying, oh no, it's just content, we're just doing it for make people laugh, alhamdulillah, people getting hurt, like we're just trying to make content, we're making funny jokes. It's like, well, you're making jokes to more impressionable people and you're proud of that. Okay.
Also, there's way better jokes that you can make that aren't that slimy.
No. I don't know. It's just like, it just feels very, I don't know. It's not something that I'm, it's a big reason why I'm not huge on the content scene anymore. Like, my Twitter's not that active. Like, I'm not really, like, I talk to my people, I say what I think on occasionally, and maybe I have a rant every occasion, but like, this whole space is just so, like, it was meant to be a hobby. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be sort of like, I'm not here to be arguing with a 19-year-old for no reason.
Yeah. For
like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's not who I am anymore. Like, it was fun in like lockdown, early lockdown. Or I came in late lockdown. I can understand then, but like now it's just like, don't know.
Yeah.
Not really for me.
Let's cut the wheel really hard to end this.
Yep.
What would be your lineup for Forest on Saturday?
Okay. I think Erdegaard for Marino and Eze for Martinelli. I think would be the changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mosquera still at right center back?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Saliba's back.
No, probably
Otherwise,
not. You think?
Would trust him. I would trust him. We set up the dynamics well enough at Anfield to trust him.
I mean, if Mosquera can have the performance that he had at Anfield, I'm not worried about him up against Chris Wood and.
Don't say it. Don't say it because if Chris Wood scores against us, I'm blaming you straight away.
Or Taiwo. No, it's not going to be Chris Wood. It's going to be Taiwo Awoniyi.
Is he even still there? I don't even know.
Yeah, he's still in the squad. He'll come on and score his. At least he was on the squad according to Transfermarkt.
Okay. Let's have a look.
I think if anyone is putting a goal past us, it's him coming on to score his annual goal against Arsenal. Maybe Amari Hutchinson as well, just for the narrative.
Nah, I don't think he'll score. You can blame me if he does. I don't know. It's very simple for me. I think that we've got. It's just a case of can we score first and really put it on them. If we can score early, we can really do some damage. But if we let the jitters a bit, post-international jitters get to us a bit, and it gets a bit tense, we may have to wait, and then it might be like a 2-1 or something. But I'm expecting like a 2-0, maybe a 3-0. Something like that.
I'm feeling a 3-0. I think it'll be 3.
Yeah.
I think this is about as straightforward a game as you're going to get, probably. There's a 10% chance that maybe Ange just turns everything on its head and manages to get a result against us. But I think 9 times out of 10, this is going to be a pretty straightforward game where we just go in there, get a comfortable win, get some guys on the bench early ahead of the trip to Athletic Club in midweek, and then we'll keep it moving from there.
What's crazy is I still think Max could get some minutes.
Against Forest?
I still think he might. And
I could see it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This guy...
Like how good he is, or that he's getting minutes?
What, he's 2009, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just shut up. It's just not okay. I don't give a shit. It's not okay. It's not okay. That's not allowed. 2009. It shouldn't be allowed. I'm sorry.
I was learning how to drive when he was born. Yeah.
I was at first year uni.
Yeah.
God, we're old. Jesus.
Here it is, man. This is it. This is the end for us.
The unction.
We're here. We made it to the unction. Well, we'll put a bow in it there because I'm gonna go see the Commanders upset the Packers. Probably not, but Curran, thanks for coming on and chatting, my friend. A pleasure as always. And you guys can follow Curran at CurranBOP on Twitter, and you can follow me at Shamsdale. You can follow the pod at You can follow the pod at Not That Gooner. I almost fucked it up again, but I didn't. You can follow the pod at Not That Gooner on Twitter. I'm also shaking off international break rust, but you can also check us out on Bluesky at notthatgooner.bsky@social. You can follow us on Instagram at Not That Kind of Gooner. You can check us out on YouTube, Not That Kind of Gooner. TikTok, Not That Kind of Gooner. You can email us if you have questions or you have suggestions for things that the pod can do better or newly.
Someone email them. It just I need to see that happen.
Yeah, someone shoot. Just honestly, like just shoot a random question. Yeah, just shoot us a random question. or if you have suggestions for the show, whatever. But you can email us at notthatkinofgooner@gmail.com. So, and if you're listening on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, please do leave us a 5-star review. Really does help get the pod out there to more people. So we will be back with you either Sunday or Monday, depending on people's schedules, to chat about what happens during the Forest game. And then we'll be back with you after the Athletic match. So, the season's picking up. There's more and more games coming. So, we'll be there to cover all the action. So, thanks for being here with us. Hopefully you'll stick with us in the months and weeks to come. But until then, take care. Get your mind out of the gunner. And we will talk to you soon. So, bye. Jana Daniels, 3 touchdowns, 284 yards. Bye.